Shit, I was talking to Valerie about that. I was 12, 13.
How old are you now?
25. Yeah,
So you've been here for a while.
yeah, quite a bit. And then I moved to LA when I was 16. So I lived in LA for a while, till the other day.
Till the other day.
Yeah.
Did you? Did you start painting in Cuba or did you start painting here?
I paint since I can remember.
So it was a natural
scribbling on the walls. Yeah.
Did you have any like fine education in it, or?
Yeah, I went to. I mean, since I'm a kid, my dad pushed me to go to art classes. It was kind of hard because I grew up in a very poor family, so he kind of, you know, even though we didn't have much, he always makes sure that I follow what I love to do, you know. So he got me into New World, which is a magnet school here in downtown.
It's a great school.
Very good school. Yeah. I mean, if I'm lucky, one day my kid will go to that school. You know? That's the kind of. I mean, the whole group that you see here of artists went to New World, and then we got money to go to Art Center, which is a dream come true because Art Center in California, Pasadena, is top of the top. You know, it's amazing school, super expensive, could never afford it, but I mean, we got money through New World. And we got full scholarships to go over there, and I spent 5 years in our center. So I learned everything. I mean, it was like a kid in a candy store.
What was your? Because I see a touch of fine art with your work, so you're using a lot of. Are you using acrylics? Do you like oils? Do you like?
I mean, medium is a medium. You know, I had a really good teacher that told us once, if you know the basics and you know that understanding of the form and line and figure and value, you can use anything. You know, I mean, I know a guy that does like stuff with food. Like this Brazilian artist that I went to a show.
I have a Cuban friend who paints with coffee.
There you go. Yeah. That's really, you know what I mean. So. Yeah, medium is just medium.
So as an artist, you'll find anything that you can use, whatever you can do, and express.
Exactly. Yeah, it's just being an artist.
Always, we were just discussing how we don't see the eyes. Is there a reason for that, or is it just?
Yeah, I mean, I always, we could say I always struggle trying to figure out how to use figure drawing, which is actually a big part in history of fine art, you know. I mean, you have incredible artists that are just blowing in my head right now. I mean, Egon Schiele, you get Freud, you know. If you look at Freud, actually, his figures are very, you know, very dark and very, you know, he I don't know if you know his subject matter. He usually picks people that have cancer or have HIV or they're like hermaphrodites, and I mean, to me, figurative fine art is it. Like I love it.
For me, it's
a story before. I have a cousin I grew up with in Cuba, and we grew up like brother and sister, and she tried to get through the water, trying to get out of Cuba. Her boyfriend was here, was trying to get her out of Cuba illegally through the water. So she almost died 3 times. They sent her to Guantanamo Bay. She was found dead pretty much and revived. And it was a really rough time. I mean, everybody has rough times in their lives, you know, but it kind of hit me. It hit me a little bit. And I started having dreams. So I started studying like lucid dreaming, and I started trying to get into my dreams, and that's another thing in college that I experimented with lucid dreaming. It was something, you know, something cool to experiment with. And then I started doing these illustrations of the girl with the hair wrapped around, kind of a depression, you know, kind of a mental state, you could say. You know, I liked it. You know, the figure was like with the head hunched down, and I mean, a couple of pieces are in the magazine, you know. And the color is very simple. It's a silk screen that is just one color of blue. You know, blue usually what does blue represents to you?
Water.
Water. What else? You know,
sky.
Yeah, sky, but also a feeling. You know, of sadness. Of, you know. So I always pick this ugly, muted, blue, greenish, ugly color.
But then there's this brilliantly beautiful figure
it's
swimming in it.
but it's always kind of not. It's uncomfortable sometimes too, you know, because it's dead. I mean, her skin is dead color, you know, everything. So in a way, it's my sister. You know what I mean? The girl that I keep doing over and over again, and I did a whole book about it, and I mean, I started doing these pieces over and over and over again. So. But it helps with, I mean, it's a therapy. I mean, people use it as a therapy, you know what I mean? When you have to stay still and be able to stay there and draw and make one line after one line and use your brain constantly, it's
a type of meditation.
Yeah, there you go. That's exactly what it is, you know? And that's why it's really hard for artists, and you'll see it all the time, they have mental blocks and they have like depressions, and they have, because it's when you paint for 5 hours, when you're done painting for 5 hours, you're exhausted.
Of course.
Not only physically, but mentally.
And emotionally.
Yeah. I mean, I know it's very romantic and very, you know. Right. Well, the thing to me was, it wasn't about stepping, you know, putting a foot back in the water, going back into art. It wasn't about that. It was about diving in. It was about quitting my job. Hey, boss. I'm not coming anymore. Freaking out because, you know, it's a bank. Like, what? You know? The next day I was doing a mural in Art Basel.
Where'd you paint?
My first mural was behind the Wynwood building on the side. It was on 38 and 5th, something like that. And I did that mural and right away got hired to do another one.
Is it a corner?
Yeah. It's
I think I saw you painting there.
Yeah, I never even signed it. It's just unfinished.
Do you think that your work's unfinished by not signing it?
What's that?
Do you think that your work's unfinished if you don't sign it?
Well, I didn't finish the piece. The owners of the store, that was the first piece I did, and it was free. And the owners of the store put a huge banner on it, and I never came back. And then someone like ripped it out somehow. But you have, what I believe in, you have to be a full-time artist.
Yeah.
You know, I don't believe anymore in going and getting a regular job that I have to get, you know. I believe in full-time artists.
That's good.
You know, if I have to eat crackers, I eat crackers or whatever, but you know what I mean, full-time
I can
artists.
make you pasta if you need.
But yeah, I mean, you gotta put your full passion in what you do, you know.
And
Stuff. Well, I mean, like everything, you know.
yeah.
Like everybody, it's pretty much the way you have to see it is a small business. Yeah. It's the same way as you see Panther Coffee. You know, you have to advertise yourself. It's a small business, and you're not gonna make any money for a year or so. Or you know what I mean.
Do you want to represent yourself, or do you want somebody to represent you?
Oh man, it's easier to get someone to represent you, I feel. But
I think there's pros and cons.
Huh?
I think there's pros and cons.
Yeah, like everything, you know what I mean. But it's tough. I mean, you have the type of artist, like, I mean, Juan Travieso, he's a machine, you know. He does everything. So the dream of an artist is be able to concentrate painting all day and not living in society and having someone to sell their work. That's the dream of the artist, you know what I mean? Honestly, as crazy as that sounds. But yeah.
Look, the answer's two.
Fuck, don't do it. Man, just concentrate on being a good human being with normal senses, you know? There's so many freaking people that are scared and, you know, are trying to create their own bubbles, so you go into their bubble and they do it through tactics that are good or bad or whatever. You know, we affect each other very much. Even if you're a good person and you're trying to do good, you're gonna do bad. You know, everybody does good, bad. You know, it's just be yourself. You know. Yeah. And it's the hardest thing in the world to do because we're all prototypes and new and TV and culture just.